What is up, guys? JT Tapias with the Empty Your Bucket Nutrition Plan, and I am a professional fitness life coach, and I enjoy speaking about things that edify the mind, the body, and the spirit from a Christian perspective. If this is your first time on my channel, I'd love to encourage you to hit the bell notification so that every time I release a new video, you, my friend, will be the first one to know. Today, we're going to be speaking about the popular question, JT, is breakfast the most important meal of the day? Ready? Let's go. All right, my friends. So one of the most popular questions that I get is, JT, is breakfast the most important meal of the day? And I have to say, from a structural standpoint, yes. Let me explain. When you're home, you actually have access to a kitchen, to food, and to everything you need to actually prepare a good meal. You actually get to sit down and enjoy a meal. Whereas when you walk out the door and you get busy with all your to-dos, you go to work, you have tasks, you have errands to run, it becomes very, very hard to obviously get a good meal, even if you go to a restaurant, because as I mentioned in my previous videos, going to restaurants is one of the challenging things if you're looking to get in shape, because restaurants are in the business of bringing you back. So they put all the things that you shouldn't be eating, high sugars, high fats, carbohydrates, all the good things so that you can come back to that restaurant. So restaurant eating is very, very challenging. And so from a structural standpoint, I truly believe that breakfast is important, not the most important, and hear me out, not from a nutritional standpoint. Marketing companies have sequestered us with the idea that cereal and bananas and jelly and bread and all these high insulinogenic foods, including oatmeal, are the thing to do first thing in the morning. My friend, nothing can be further from the truth, because if you've been sleeping for 7 or 8 hours, however long you sleep for, and you've been fasting that long, and your first meal in the morning is one that spikes a ton of insulin, I don't think that's the healthiest thing. If you're an intermittent faster and you're a seasoned one and you know how to do that well, then great. You intermittent fast, you skip breakfast altogether, and this doesn't necessarily apply to you. But if you are the type of person that you wake up thinking about breakfast and you can't wait for breakfast to come around, my friend, I would say that one of the most important things that you want to bring into your digestive system first thing in the morning to really get all the energy and all the nutritional benefits is good fats. Here's why. Our bodies have two fuel systems, just like Teslas, right? Teslas have energy and they have fuel. Our bodies have glucose and they have fats. So we want to make sure that we are actually running on fats, because that's a more sustainable form of energy than glucose. Glucose gives you all the peaks, all the troughs, and it's not a sustainable form of energy. Not only that, but because you spike a ton of insulin, it's very easy to store glycogen, the word glyco meaning sugar, and this is where we see people actually gain a ton of weight. Sadly enough, our kids are the ones that eat the most cereal and jelly and bananas and oatmeals in the morning, because we've been told that that's the healthy thing. If you want your kids to be healthy, if you want your kids to have good cognitive processes, in other words, they're going to go to school with more retention, more focus, the ability to actually learn and actually be smarter, then my friend, you want to make sure you're incorporating into their breakfast and your breakfast eggs. Okay, eggs are some of the most complete nutrients and proteins out there. They absorb at a higher rate than most proteins. Avocados are great. They have great properties. They have great fat. It's actually considered a fruit, but the qualities in it is that it has really, really good fats, and it keeps you satisfied. It's going to bring all the nutrients that you need to keep your energy levels up, your cognitive processes functioning well. And then, my friend, if you've never heard of this, ghee, it's spelled Ghee. Ghee is what they've made the bulletproof coffee thing so famous for. And they put basically in your coffee, you take black coffee and you take a scoop of that rich butter called ghee, you put it into your coffee, and it's supposed to give you all this energy. Ghee has some amazing nutrients and some really good fats that help you run the rest of the day without the peaks and the troughs. Your insulin levels stay pretty balanced out because it doesn't spike a lot of insulin. And this is one of the ones that I really, really enjoy first thing in the morning and putting in my coffee. Next, a shake or a smoothie is another great way to go because once again, you're not bringing in solid meals, so your body doesn't have to digest all of these nutrients and deploy digestive enzymes and tax your digestive system. And so a shake or a smoothie is also a great alternative for breakfast in the morning. Of course, coffee and tea. I'm a big advocate of coffee and tea in the morning, a caffeinated drink. If you don't have any kind of allergies or anything against caffeine, then coffee and tea are a good alternative if you actually don't want to eat first thing in the morning. And it also becomes a really, really good way to fast. If that's something that you're looking to get into, you can ease your way into fasting with coffee and tea because coffee and tea don't actually break your fast. Here's one you've probably never heard of, and it's something that I've recently got into big time, and it's called Yerba Mate. It's spelled Y-E-R-B-A, Mate, M-A-T-E. This is a herb that comes from Argentina, and it is a fermented tea, and it has actually more caffeine than coffee, but it doesn't give you jitters. And so for some reason, it's very satiated. You don't feel hungry, you're satiated throughout the morning. And maybe you're one of these people that says, JT, for me, it's more about efficiency. I really can't sit and have a full breakfast because I'm on the go and I just want something quick where I'm not gonna feel hungry and my energy levels are going to be up. Definitely look at tea, coffee, or yerba mate. My friend, breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. Breakfast is actually structurally one of the smart things to do if you're gonna be super busy and you're not gonna have a time to sit down and truly have a decent meal with a nice macro balance. Then if that's the case, and that's the only meal you can get, then breakfast, yes, is the most important meal for you. But if you have already structured your meals, you're a person that meal preps, you bring your food with you, and you're gonna sit down and you have specific times, you have set alarms for breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner, then maybe you can skip out on breakfast and it doesn't make a big difference because truly, it's calories in, calories out. You wanna make sure you're balancing your macros well, and that is the most important thing versus just having that reactive idea that breakfast has to happen, otherwise you're not gonna be healthy. That is not true, my friend, for everyone. More importantly, you wanna make sure that you know exactly what you're bringing in, and you wanna make sure you're bringing good sources of energy in, like fat versus glucose, as your preferred form of energy. Guys, I hope you got something out of this video. If this is your first time on my channel, I'd love to encourage you to hit that bell notification so that every time we release information like this, you, my friend, will be the first one to know. My name is JT Tapias with the Empty Your Bucket Nutrition Plan, and today we spoke about why breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys soon. Ciao, ciao.